outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Tryna run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Take it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock glitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life making yours look boring. See we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tune into that VGP. Take over the west and the east. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Okay,
All right.
so
Oh, sorry.
ahead.
Well, you want to do this, Pharaoh, or you want me?
No, he's
I
not.
mean,
He can't host. I will host.
Omar.
What's up, people? This is the Vitamin E Podcast episode, or whatever, because it's not even in the title. But yeah, Pharaoh is sick. Me and Nappy were taking the reins over. But yeah, Nappy, how are you? What you been playing?
I've been doing good. I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds lately. Actually, a lot of stuff happened in March. So I had a new employer, had a lot of families. My family had a lot of birthdays this month, and my birthday was yesterday. So had to celebrate my grandmother's, my father's, another person's cousin's birthday, and then my birthday finally at last.
Happy
Besides
birthday.
that, thank you. Besides doing playing having birthday, played a little bit of Monster Hunter Wilds when I can. As far as controller reviews wise, the company Big One are now known as Mohan or Mojon, apparently it's their new name, has sent me a new controller that they are releasing April 20th that I just got in the mail today. This is their Ether controller. It has a screen on it and 2 programmable buttons. So this is supposed to be their budget-friendly controller for PC. And as a birthday gift for myself, well, one of the birthday gifts for myself, I have decided to get a gaming phone. And I've now got the Red Magic 10 Pro. So this phone has a terabyte of storage, 24 gigabytes of RAM, and it actually has a cooling fan right here that keeps the fan cool for gaming. And I'm actually...
Do you need a cooling fan? Some comes with a cooling fan, and some you need to buy an extender cooling fan. That's why.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting purchase I ever made. I never thought that I will buy a gaming phone ever, but I wanted to give it a try, and I'm actually going to review this on my YouTube channel because, as you guys know, I do review mobile controllers as well now, and I wanted to continue the trend of reviewing mobile controllers, so I wanted a device that can play mobile games, any mobile game that comes out, because I just am curious. The phone is really powerful, really great. It's stupid powerful, honestly. The only downside right now for this phone is the camera sucks. The front camera especially is terrible. You do not want to take selfies with this camera. It is disgusting. But it does come with the AI girlfriend, which my girlfriend told me I need to delete.
To be fair though, it is a gaming phone, so
I mean,
something
yeah,
gotta give.
I told her it came with the phone. I can't delete her. See, she's waving five at you. It is a
So,
cringy
do you
ass
plan
thing.
to game on it like that, or do you plan to connect controller to it?
Yeah, I plan on using controllers for it. Actually, it's funny because it got these two touchpads right here that are meant
Oh.
that you could program like touch controls to. So this is actually really good for those first person shooters. And whatever else I could think of. I do plan, like I said, I do plan on using a lot of different controllers with this phone. That's the main reason why I got it. So mobile controller reviews can still be a thing. But yeah, I'm actually going to review this phone itself because honestly, this is the most powerful phone you can currently get on the market.
Mhm.
And I got the Pro model, which of course came with a terabyte of storage because I need all the storage for all these damn games. And 24 gigabytes of RAM that's an insane amount of RAM. I don't know why I got so much RAM in this little thing.
Mhm.
But it's been working really great, really powerful. It is compatible with my service, but I do have to take it into the store because of the type of nest it uses. Is I have to configure it to such, and I think that my phone provider is a little upset that I didn't go the Samsung route because I was part of the Samsung upgrade package, and I still have my S22, but now I can't upgrade because I got this. So we'll see what happens. It's a good phone. It's so far isn't a great phone, especially good for gaming. Once I do a full review of this phone, you will be surprised at the graphics this thing can push. Also, to give you guys a hint, this thing can actually emulate Xbox 360 and some early generation Xbox One titles.
Damn, that's insane.
This is actually an insanely powerful phone.
So basically, a laptop in your hand. That.
Oh
is-
yeah. Oh, you should see what happens when I plug it up to a monitor. I literally can plug a 4 controllers to this thing. It is the on-the-go emulation device galore. Like go into a hotel room. All I gotta do is plug this into a USB hub, plug the HDMI cable to the TV, second to screen display. I am playing full-fledged GameCube, 4 controllers, no latency whatsoever. This thing is a powerhouse. I honestly love this phone. The only downside with this phone so far is the front camera is garbage. You may not see it on this phone, but it's actually hidden underneath the screen, and it takes terrible, and I mean terrible selfies. Also got a cool little switch too to go in game mode. So you hit this red switch right here. It goes into its gaming mode, and as you see, got all my games right here, and I can just launch the games and play. Yeah, it's Oh, actually, I just tried this. This is actually the most intensive game, and I ran this game at max settings, no problem. So, of course, like my Wonder and Waves looks beautiful. PGR looks amazing. Snowbreak Containment Zone looks crazy. Call of Duty Warzone, I played this in max settings. This looks like all these games are I'm just murder. It's just this phone plays it no problem whatsoever. It's an amazing device, and yeah. Also, I'm not going to take up too much of your time about this. Yeah, just an amazing phone. But
who need to switch to when you can have this phone?
Yeah. Oh, I cannot. I mean, I'm not saying it can't play Switch games. I'm not going to say I haven't tried Switch emulation on this. I will definitely say it is more than capable. Based off of I tried Nier Automata and I tried Remnant, and they ran pretty well for Switch emulation on this phone.
Damn.
It was crazy, and actually I could play Wii U too, and also the PS3 emulator is now there's a PS3 emulator project. I tried this on this phone, and it could play PS3 games no problem as well. So this phone's a powerhouse. If you guys want a gaming phone that's that's cheaper than the S25 Ultra and the iPhone 16 Plus, this is your phone for you. It
Nice.
is it's insane, but
outside of this birthdays and new phone, which congratulations by the way. Have you been gaming? Did you touch any games?
just Monster Hunter Wild. That's all. I'm almost done with the main story. Yes, Toshi, I am sorry we did not get the Wild Squad up, but I've been busy, man. There's a lot of birthdays in March, and I got new employment, so I am terribly sorry. We are definitely going to link up on Monster Hunter Wilds. I promise you. But yeah, I'm almost done the story for Monster Hunter Wilds. I actually like the fact that Monster Hunter Wilds had kept their stories in the low tier. So that way, once you complete the story in the low tier and you get to the high tier, it's just nothing but pure gameplay. And I think that's a really good decision. And it kind of makes sense because they also double down on the story so much that it's good to contain it in the low tier. So I'm almost done that. I think I got like a few more missions and then I'm done with the story. And then I get into the real grind of the game where I get the real high rank, high mastery level stuff and just have a good time. Also can help some other people out.
Gotcha. Pharaoh, are you able to talk? I'm checking on him. Then I will go first. Next.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, I have been busy with gaming, but also more anime. Like I started and finished Boondocks.
Boondocks? What?
Yeah, I mean,
season 1. Ooh,
I
that's
watched
nice.
season 1 long time ago, but now we're at season 5, so I had to catch up. And
I will say after season 3, it went downhill. That's when they removed the writer.
How?
You actually
I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, you actually like if you enjoyed season 4 and 5, that's great.
Yeah.
That was the most that was kind of the controversial seasons because it was without the creator. But yeah, go ahead and continue.
Yeah. Other than that, I also watched Blue Exorcist.
That is good.
Yeah, that is good. But I actually watched the original ending. I had no idea it was original up until they released season 2, and then now we're at season 5 or something, which I had to catch up. The fox lady, the fox girl backstory is insane. Like it literally rivals One Piece backstory when it comes to hardship and stuff like that. So yeah. Also, another anime I caught up to is it wrong to pick up a girl in a dungeon? Dungeon Machi. Another great anime that I enjoyed. I just started Blue Mibru or
Blue
Mirabu.
Mibru. Actually, don't know that one actually.
I'm just making sure that the name is Blue Miburu. It's basically it's during it's about a faction during the Shogun era where they had to shoot to either open the door for Japan to open the door or keep them closed. And it's a fiction one, and it got samurai, it got what you call it, a lot of fighting, but it's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. Like I just started it. I'm at episode 11. But besides that, when it comes to gaming, I finished Achilles Legend Untold, which is a top-down thematic action game, and
Oh, I actually got that on Steam. It's like a Viking game. Yeah, I
yeah,
got it.
it's not Viking, it's
Well,
Sparta,
not
but
Viking.
it's
Sparta, I'm sorry.
Sparta. Yeah, precisely. It's actually fun, but lots of dodging, like lot of dodging. I will say though, the dodge, one of the best button response I have ever experienced in video game when it comes to dodging. The dodge is on point. Parry is iffy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't. It's basically block, but still. Um, the worst thing about it is it have a map, but you need to go to the menu to open it. On
Yeah.
the mini map is available but small. You cannot open it mid game. You need to literally go to the menu, and every time you wanna see where you need to go or where you need where the loot and stuff are, you gotta do that. Besides that, it got a few puzzles that you solve and you can open a locked chest. It's like
I wonder.
it's
Yeah, because that game was in early access a lot. I wonder if it's out early access.
no, I think it's complete. They released
Oh,
it.
it is complete. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I beat it from start to finish, and I enjoyed it for it. Like it's a 7 out of 10 game, and to make it even better, there's even new game plus for the people. And basically, with new game plus, uh, I am not a fan of because there is no point in it. Enemies are stronger or have more health, but that's about and do deal more damage, but that's about it. You don't even get a new equipment with it. Your equipment doesn't level up with it. That's the sad reality. Other and I like something about the game, which is basically when you fight an enemy, a boss, you have a choice between sparing that person or killing that person. Sparing that person means you get his skill, which is sometimes can be
Mm,
life saving. Like for example, I spared that one person, I got his healing ability, and that's literally a lifesaver, especially if you don't have a lot of money to craft or buy potions. And other than that, if you kill that person, you get his weapon. Which,
that-
yeah,
yep.
I do recommend it. Like, it's fun, it's enjoyable. It's actually a fairly not large, but like mid-sized game. Like, I finished one area and I thought we're gearing up to the ending. No, but after it, literally another area. Not that as big, but it's still big. There are a lot of side quests that you can do, and they're basically kill an enemy and solve a puzzle and stuff. Like it's just time wasting, but it is fun. It shows you the world building as a whole, and yeah. Besides that, I tried a few demos from that last showcase, and some of them are cool. On other literally need to be, worked on. I can't understand how they even put it out as a demo if the demo is not working properly. And this is on Steam, by the way. Um,
Oh, Valve has actually been cracking down on that. Like
like,
he's starting
um,
to like pull games, unfinished games off of stores. He's starting to pull them, and he's doing a lot. Believe it or not, Valve is actually have been doubling down because there's a lot of games that are on Steam that are early access and never got finished, that are in demo modes technically. And if it's been early access for a long period of time, yeah, you're gonna run into some issues. He's literally preventing where you ain't gonna be able to publish anything else until you finish
yeah.
or take the
Um,
game down and issue refunds.
so last game I started, which is called Far Magia. Um, this is basically a game that was showcased at Nintendo Direct last year, 9 months ago, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, you're a dude and you control monsters and you fight in an open area. And in order to get more monsters, you need to actually literally grow them as from seeds. So yeah, basically it's a little bit of farming simulator and a little bit of action. Basically, if you ever played Sakuna of Rise and Ruin, it's not to such degree, but like the ratio is the same, where you basically do your farming and then you go to dungeon and do some action, and it 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 have quite a few mechanics that you need to learn, and it's fun. So far, I'm playing it. It's fun. It's entertaining. But yeah, I've been literally super early in it, and I think that's about Democon gaming. Oh yeah, besides that, I literally went back and finished every single Astrobot DLC level, which again phenomenal game. But yeah, let's move on. Pharaoh, you here?
Uh, I
Nope.
think Pharaoh
Yeah,
says that
yeah,
he can't
Igara.
talk as much,
Yeah, precisely.
unfortunately.
Yeah, so I'm gonna count them out. Let's go
Yeah.
to what's on your mind section. Do you have anything to talk about?
Well, the what's on your mind is a topic, so
Well, basically
it's
anything on your mind.
I'm about to say because I mean, it was just interesting because Assassin's Creed Shadow came out. It technically the game was considered successful, and at first people were dogging the game on all over YouTube, and then people started playing it and were like, "This game isn't that bad as people make it seem."
I mean, people dog on every game until they try it. They're literally called grifter for a reason.
Yeah, but because Assassin's Creed, they've been struggling to get their name out there. I mean, it's not get their name out there, but they've been struggling recently with their past few titles. And like this iteration of Assassin's Creed had so much drama around it. And like I'm glad that the game is actually doing pretty well. Ubisoft clearly has probably taken some feedback. Japanese voice acting. I'm sorry, not the voice. The voice acting. Play the game in Japanese. Do not play in the English. The English
Yeah, I
voice
heard
acting
that.
is
I'm not surprised.
terrible. But
I
it's in Japan, so they have broken English.
I literally played Ghost of Tsushima in Japanese. I'm not touching the English voice acting. Like, nah.
Yeah, so that's one valid criticism. They got some valid criticisms. Like there's been times where basically like both main characters will be in the area at the same time, and you get to pick which one you want to use to fight like a boss or clear an area. And then once you pick that one character, the other character just disappears, which doesn't make any sense. They could have at least had like an AI version of the character run around fighting with alongside you. But the game overall is it's pretty decent. I just can't believe people were dogging the shit out of that game.
I mean, you don't you know why?
Views,
Yeah.
fucking views. So I was like, it even got the attention of the Japanese government, which I was like,
No,
they
so
were talking.
so there's misinformation about that. I'm not saying you're doing it. Basically, the Japanese government was more afraid of what you call it, people doing something with their shrine, because apparently in the game you can do something to the shrines. Apparently, you can pray
Destroy them. Yeah.
graffiti, and the Japanese government wanted to tackle that part, and people then flipped it and said that Japanese government are are not are not happy with the game itself, which is not true. So there was a
Yeah.
lot of misinformation about that.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. It's just like again, it was just crazy how much hate Assassin's Creed Shadow got before it came out, and I'm glad to see people like, oh, this game isn't that bad. It's actually some people find it pretty decent. Some people enjoy it. Now, the only criticism back I'll take 100% valid across the board is the English voice acting sucks, but it's okay playing in Japanese.
Why are we
Yeah, that's
playing this in
simple.
English though? Why are we playing this game in English though? Stop it.
I
You know,
mean,
people don't.
so
Yeah, hey, these are
not
dub. Hey, some people play dub. Okay, they're not
yeah,
subs. Okay.
not all of
No.
us, not all of us are anime fan. Like I started from Magia, and it start it started in Japanese. I'm like, cool. And then when the main game started, it literally started in English. I'm like, excuse you? I literally had to quit the game, go to the setting, and check if there is a Japanese dub. Like, I just can't. Ever since discovering Japanese dub, I can't enjoy English whatsoever. Like, it feels, how do I say it? It feels English version lacks emotions, if
Yep.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It lacks nuance.
Yeah.
It lack
Yeah,
emotion, but
it's
it
bad.
also lack emotion, but it also lack passion, in my opinion. Like Japanese go that Call of Duty when it comes to their voice acting. But yeah, we have a newcomer, Yubei. How are you? What you been playing?
I've been catching up on the backlog, so I've been playing like Assassin's Creed Origins because I'm not touching Shadows until through some of these old games.
You really
Got
wanna
it?
go through 100 plus? No, more than 100 plus hour in Valhalla.
Uh,
Good
no.
luck
I,
with, cause not
I
only
can't believe y'all beat that game. I had to
not
cheat. I
not
used cheat engine.
not
All right,
not only that,
I'm
Valhalla
at least gonna
DLC. Eh?
I'm at least gonna 100% Origins because I'm close, and then I'll do Shadows.
You played Odyssey or not?
I've dabbled. I'm like literally at the beginning of that game.
Odyssey is good, like, but
I know what it is.
I would just go move on to Valhalla. Like, nah, I never played Origin, so that's the
I
one I
have
need to play it.
I have
But
I actually
I
like
have 40 I
Origins.
have 40 hours in Valhalla and I'm still nowhere.
Mm.
I
Oh
have
my god.
one
Hey
over
man.
100 hours in Valhalla. I dropped it. Like now.
I use the cheat engine just to give myself 9 of all materials because the grind is
Yeah,
ridiculous in that
that's the
game.
issue with the grind. Yeah, literally a mini game where you need to raid other camps, and it's every single time the same boring song and dance. And you need that to to get equipment to be able to upgrade your camp, which is frustrating. And the worst part about this game is they don't have one, they don't have two, but three different maps that you can clear.
Yeah, and they're big ass maps.
And
It's
they're
gross.
big
They
ass
are, yeah.
map. Like, yeah. And mind you, that's the base game. We haven't talked DLC, which is apparently at all combined, they have like close to 10, 3, 5, 6 large DLCs. Like, and they are connected to the main story. Because literally, the last DLC is you see the main character all grown up, a la Ezio when he had a beard and stuff like that. So Ubisoft have been always dedicated or committed when it comes to their games and DLC. But yeah, besides that, what you been playing, Jubei?
Um, I got the list right here.
Did you
Oh
finish
shit.
Wukong or not yet?
No, I haven't turned on my PlayStation in like well over a month. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah.
PlayStation Print.
I have been playing Kazan though and Balatro.
Mm.
Kazan is still just as fun as when I was in the beta. So still happy that all the shit that I
Mm.
figured out made it into the final game.
Oh, oh, Jubei, I got a gaming phone now.
Oh, what
If
is
you
it?
haven't heard. Yep, I got the Red Magic 10 Pro, 1 terabyte of storage, 24 gigabytes of RAM, and it got a giant ass cooling fan inside of it.
Oh yeah. I am excited for South of Midnight next week.
Oh, that's day one, dude. Next to 33
Immortals. Have you
Immortal,
touched 33 Immortals yet?
like they're both on my list. Day one, both of them. I can't wait for both of them. I'm curious what you call it, Start of Midnight is gonna be score wise, but 33 I am expecting 90 from it. From
I
the way
mean, I've been I have 33 Immortals since it's in Game Pass, but I like it's
both
cool.
are in Game Pass, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
But
yeah,
33 is still in game preview technically. You know, it's not it's not live.
Mhm.
Like it's not like a real game yet. Um, I
so
liked what I played of it though.
hmm so besides that, anything else you've been playing?
Um, I dabbled with RoboCop for like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fun.
Ooh, the game got a DLC coming out. I heard.
It does have a
Yeah,
DLC coming out.
That's
I
good.
still need
and
to jump into Split Fiction, but I need somebody to play with me.
I
Um,
think they also gave it away on PlayStation Plus. RoboCop.
they did. It went on
Yeah,
super
Really?
sale. It was
yeah,
under $10. It was under $10 on PlayStation, and it ended up in PlayStation
they
Plus.
gave it away. Yeah.
They was trying to squeeze a
Well,
little extra sale in there right before they did
I'm
that.
about to say, damn that game deserves justice, man. It wasn't bad.
It's
Hey,
not great, but
people
it's not
dumped on
bad.
it
I think the shooting
because
is dog shit, but
yeah. So yeah, let's go back to what's on your mind, Jube. You have something to say. Go ahead.
what are we talking about?
What's
What
on
happened,
your mind?
Jubei? What happened, Jubei?
What happened with what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, that asshole. So yeah, as far as what's on my mind, I'm glad that the grifter is getting exactly what he deserves. You can't sit here and talk shit about all these games and shit when you are just doing horrendous things, bro. You lost your wife and you're doing tax evasion. Fuck you. Like, why are you voicing this community, dude? Like,
Wait, what?
yeah, like he has a shit ton of unpaid tax.
You
I'm
know what
pretty
I'm
sure
talking about or no?
there's some fraudulent shit going on too. Like a company that invested in him and then like divested itself and then popped up in a whole nother state. Like there's some shady shit going on. Like dude is
Wait, this is
definitely not on the up and up.
wait. Who is this guy?
Brahms.
Brums. What?
No,
That
no,
sounds
no, no.
familiar.
With G.
The anti
Brahms.
woke dude that's been like saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Ubisoft's about to
He's
go out of business. Oh, all these games are trash, and like let's trash
so
these games so that
basically
people don't buy them."
he is an ex Activision dev, a Blizzard dev that got fired, started his own, I think, company to create his
Yeah,
own game via Kickstarter. Allegedly, he never finished the game. Allegedly, he stole money.
yeah.
Allegedly, he did some tax evasion. He have child support that he never paid. Like he is a whole
He's a whole
uh,
entire piece of shit.
kind of
Like
worm. And the reason why we're covering him because he is one of the worst when it comes to being a grifter, being racist, being sexist, being bigoted, he is everything. Like he is the anti woke. I'm gonna say the word which even though I hate it, day mob. Like he is the epitome that uh, people worship him basically. But now they're turning on. Some are turning on him. Some are defending him. But yeah, he is one of the people that launched that campaign against Assassin's Creed Shadow. Every single time you see a person of color, he is always against it.
yeah. He was sitting
Yeah,
there saying South of Midnight's fucking DEI. I'm
yeah,
like, what do you
Really?
mean? It's
No, not
South.
not
You
only
can't
that.
you
They
can't have
literally
Southern without black people. Like, come the fuck on.
yeah they literally this is the word they literally said. Call split fiction should not be played because it have women in it. They have
What?
Yeah,
What's
yeah
just like the top co-op game out right now?
and
Everyone's loving it.
split
dude's a loser.
fic- split fiction. I don't think I talked about it. I beat it twice. It's amazing. It's game of the year material for me. Like
Game of the year. That's a lot. That's
it's
saying a lot.
one of the best co-op game I've ever played. It's arguably one of the best game I have ever played. Story is on point, gameplay is on point, variety is on point. I can't
So,
rave enough about this game. And when I saw how they put it, they labeled it as uh, um, no buy or something like that because it have a woman, female main characters. Like like that's how you solidify these people are not gamers. But that's
yeah,
a
they're
sad,
not.
That
that's
that
a
is
sad
sad.
reality we live in.
That's
And
honestly
They're
sad.
it's disgusting, is what it is.
what's his name? Joseph Fares. Shout out to him. He's Lebanese,
Oh,
but
he's a goat.
he's
He's a goat.
he's he's Lebanese, which is the goat already, but he's also lived in Canada. Basically, he came out and he tackled this whole narrative, how split fiction is woke, how he gone woke. He is like, but what happened to his last two projects, which is Brother in something Brother, I forgot, where you play as two brothers, or No Way Out, another two male lead characters. But all of the sudden, when you do a female, all of the sudden he's woke. So we called them out for it. He is the same dude that literally went on live show Jeff Keighley and said F to F something to life on air without even bleeping it. So yeah, he is absolutely the goat. And as for Grumps, hey, you reap what you sow, eh?
You
He is
do.
a,
Absolutely. Yeah,
he is a
I hope it all catches up, dude. Like the fact that
dude.
he's had a voice for so long, the fact that he's had a voice for so long, and like it's like, is this your king?
The
Like
only
this
thing that
this is who y'all are rallying behind, dude.
the only thing I disagree about is when he disappeared, others gonna take his place. It's literally that simple.
You're right.
That
You're right. It's the
that's
Yeah.
idea. The
the
ideology
sad
needs to die,
reality.
dude.
Like
Yeah, the ideology needs to die.
before him, there was this lady with red hair. She was acting as well like that. And what happened to her? She had a mental breakdown. And now he is instead of her. So they're always gonna find new people. But that's the thing. These people, I'm not talking about Grumps and other. I'm talking about the quote unquote gamers. They would rather follow these people than judge a game by themselves. Like they
Yep.
would rather skip on Split Fiction or even skip on what you call it, South of Midnight instead of giving it a try via Game Pass, via whatever, or Shadow, like for example, like
Mhm.
you said it, Nappy. People were dogging on it, and then what happened? Came out, people playing it, and they're raving about it. They're having
Yeah.
a blast. Like, and that's how it's always been with gaming, sadly. Or ever since we got infiltrated by people that are non-gamers.
Mm.
But
Well,
yeah, let's move on with this. Let's just jump to the actual first topic, which is Shadow. Uh, Yube, you playing it or not yet?
Not yet. Like, so I'm gonna wrap up Origins first, and then I'll hop into that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
already I'm caught up as far as story. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have
Valhalla.
no
Like
idea what the story
I
is about. I played Valhalla. I didn't finish it, so I'm curious how the story is going to be for someone like me. That, by the way, you gonna play Kazan or what?
I have been playing Kazan.
You have been? How far are you?
Yeah. I beat the sword spirit, the Phantom Blade. I'm in that snow area right after that.
Oh,
I'm
the
about
red
but I'm
dude.
about half
Oh,
yeah, but I'm
yeah, yeah.
about halfway through
mhm.
that snow
Did
area.
you did you shoot them the way I did with the spear, or did they fix
Yeah.
that?
Nah, you remember when in the beta I showed you like we could do them with
Yeah,
the spear.
you could absolutely shoot them, and I did that.
You can
So
abuse the crap out of him with the spear.
yeah, any improvement from the beta?
Um,
Did you see any improvement when it comes to mechanic? Anything?
Drop rates got a little bit worse. I had a full set of exactly what I wanted in like no time in the beta. Um,
Yeah, I think I
when I
had a
was
feeling they're gonna nerf that because that drop
yeah,
rate was insane.
it was. I was like, yo, I got a full set of this
Mhm.
Legendaries
this
were coming left or right, but yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's my
Anything
only
else
thing.
besides that?
They lowered the
Mhm.
drop rates, so I mean, it is what it is. The game is still mad
Mm,
fun, and like like when I was saying like it's just like when I tweeted, it was like, yo, this is like exactly what I want from Souls games. Like, I don't want to have to travel to some weird place on the map and spend some weird currency to respec my character. You know, I want to just be like,
Dude,
if I'm
don't
like how I'm built, like this is not working. Let me look at this list and be like, what actually helps here? Like
uh,
Wukong does that too, where you can just go in and just get all your points back and
yeah,
redistribute them. Like, I
the
like that because sometimes you just get stuck. Sometimes your build is just
yeah
not for where you're at.
Nah. Yep.
the worst thing about the Souls fan base sadly is they are elitist. They
Yeah.
they are against change, even though all we're asking for is quality of control. Like
Yeah,
respecking is not a difficulty thing. Fast unlocking fast travel from the get go is not a difficulty thing.
yep,
Having a clear cut storytelling, having a clear cut quest line is not a difficulty thing. Like, it's not fun to find out mid game you missed out on this side quest and you're locked out of the best ending in the game. Like,
yep.
that's not.
It depends. It varies. Some
No,
people
Elden Ring is
ex-
notorious for that. Like, god damn it, I didn't go talk
yeah,
to this one particular NPC, and I'm just like,
well, they do encourage you to explore, and like one of those games is like the discoverability is like part of the experience.
You
So
can
they
explore, but you don't know who is gonna do what. It's literally
so
either trial and error, or you go to YouTube. It's that
I mean,
simple.
but yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. Back in the day, like when we didn't have YouTube, and only game and lucky enough to have a Game Informer, hey, we had the experience. That was the whole thing. That's what made games replayable. So I get
I
it why some people
remember
want
it.
to. Some
I
people will like
remember it.
that, but some people like sometimes the discovering the new things in the game or feel like, hey, I missed this. That's what gives you that like second playthrough, your third playthrough. Like, oh, this playthrough is different from my first playthrough.
right.
Now
I
that I know
But
this,
my
okay.
issue
I
with
get
Elden
it.
Ring is there's no way to track all of this. It just
Yeah.
fucking happens, and that is my
But
entire issue. Like, give me a fucking journal where I can go and look
yeah,
back and be like, I
like
had this conversation with this fucking person. Like, I'm
make
not
it
gonna sit here and remember
optional.
this over hundreds of fucking hours. Like, that's not how I function.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like one question. If you can remove your HUD, I'm not sure if you can do that in folk game, but in other games you can literally remove your HUD and play it HUD free. Make it optional. Make it so that if people wanna have guidelines, that they have access to it. Like, don't force people to go on YouTube. Like, being stuck because you didn't know about something is not fun. This is why I hate Soul game, and I love Soul game. Like, I played Demon Soul. I've never beaten it, but I did beat Dark Soul 1, Dark Soul 2. I never touched what you call it, Dark Souls 3, nor Elden Ring. I need to play Elden Ring, but I played other Soul games. Like, I love Bloodborne. I love Sekiro, even though
Sekiro
like
does it right though. We can
actually
Yeah,
refer back to
the
Sekiro.
lore.
the thing that Sekiro does wrong is the true ending. How the fuck do you need to know where you need to go to get that rice? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, without guidance, you're not gonna get the best ending. You're not gonna even know that there are other multiple endings like that. I do think there need to be a cut clear, what do you call it, guidance for the people that want. If you don't want that, switch it off. It's that simple. I believe we live in an era where in gaming it's more important to have quality of life control over elitism. People want to
Yeah,
be elite, but have the quality of life for the people that just want to enjoy it.
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, it seems like that's like the FromSoft community. It's it does have its it does have elite culture, but I mean,
But
Listen,
yeah,
they,
elite culture does not sell your fucking game.
but not only that,
they won a game of the year though
but
somehow.
they
It did
have
win a
they,
game of the year, but it was also being played by people that didn't
that
really touch
never
Souls
touched
games
the
until
Soul
they touched
game.
that game.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the things that I want to talk about Soul game is even FromSoft realized how they fucked up with fast travel, and they literally gave you fast travel after Souls 1. Like
Hmm.
literally, Dark Souls. You when you get the fast travel option after beating what one of the most difficult boss, which is Unseen and travel. Dark Souls 2, you get your fast travel second you start the game. Dark Souls 3, despite never playing it, you get your fast travel the second you play the game. Bloodborne, fast travel the second, like even FromSoft learned from that. You never hear a single person from the elite say that shouldn't be the case. Cause they
That's it.
got used to it. Once you do it, once you put it in, people
And
have the
you
option
expect
to
it.
use
You
it or
fucking
not use
expect
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. But you expect it. Like I better not touch a FromSoft game where it's like, where the hell is my fast travel after I've touched these, these spots?
Hmm.
Respecting should be an option. It shouldn't be you need to get through hollow loops to do it. If you don't want
Yeah,
to play,
you could.
if you don't want to be invaded, there should be an option to not be invaded while
Wait,
playing.
wait, wait, wait. I thought
Yeah.
you can turn
You
you can turn that
you
off.
can turn off invasion, but like in Elden Ring, you have to beat a fucking story. Like you have to beat a main boss just to be able to respec. You have to get to that point just to
Yeah,
even
you
be able
do.
to do that. And I'm
That
just
no,
like,
no,
fuck
no.
that.
That is true. Okay, so yes, the respecting thing is something that From Software has never introduced in the middle of a game
It,
run.
especially for Elden Ring, a game that's that big, you can make so many mistakes with your what you call it, with your
Your
build,
initial build, yep.
or or
Yes,
you
you
want
can.
a different build, and you're fucked. Your
And
build is literally all about bleed damage. You go into a boss that literally again negate bleed.
immune, yep, yep.
You're royally
Yeah,
fucked. You're a
yeah.
mage.
That's
You rely on magic. You go against an enemy that's literally anti-mage, but you put all your points in
Into that,
in
yep.
into
and
intelligence. So what you gonna
yeah,
do? You have two options. You brute force it, and get lucky, or you farm for souls, which I don't know what's called in Elder Ring, only to level up to be able to wear certain armor or use certain weapons.
Yeah.
I think companies expect to us to have a lot of free time when most of us we just don't. So
You,
I love Soul game. Like the difficulty is there, but the time wasting is not difficulty based. It's
it's
time
not.
wasting based.
It
Sadly,
doesn't respect your time. And
yeah.
my other thing with Elden Ring, they were
all right.
nerfing single player builds. Like
They were
I
no. It
I
was a magic bill with the main Kamehameha that everybody was
yes,
abusing.
yes. The Azure Comet, yes,
But
I
you
made that
hold
build,
up,
and
hold
I,
up,
I
one
had the
second.
sword. I had the
You
sword that did that spell. So
You
like
you
I spent all that. I
But
spent 10 hours getting the armor, getting the sword, getting my stats to be able to use that
uh,
sword, and then they fucking nerfed it. Like, like,
it's
are
I
you
think
kidding me?
it's also another thing you guys forgot to mention is that it's not solely a single player game. It does have its
Listen,
form of
you can
multiplayer.
nerf it. You can nerf it in PvP or in PvP and shit. But if I am not touching PvP, I'm not invading nobody's shit, and I'm just
yeah.
playing through the single player. Why the fuck are
Mhm.
you touching my build? Why the fuck are you
I always
nerfing my build?
I
I mean,
do it.
I don't know if the front off edge can make it where it does damage dependent different to players compared to characters. I mean, I already know they have a hard time doing it. That's why they just straight up ban accounts and put them in a ban server.
I swear, I can't stress it enough. Companies hate when we have fun. They nerf everything from weapons, from skills, from builds. Like we spent hours just to get the certain builds that we want, only to find out the next patch. Oh,
Yeah.
this move that you like so much is nerfed. But the
I
thing
feel like
is,
I was punished. I was punished because
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't beat the
you
game fast enough with my build before they
you're
nerfed it.
always
I was
punished.
punished.
Like you
Damn.
outsmart the game? How dare you? We not gonna nerf it. The mimic, they nerfed it. Magic spells, they nerfed it. Bleed, they nerf. They nerf everything.
They
And that's a,
can.
I understand why. Well, their excuse, the thing was though, is that they kind of nerfed it because they don't. I think FromSoft doesn't like metas in their game. So when they see like, oh, this is the one meta that's guaranteed to get you through the game from beginning to end, they don't like that.
no,
That's
they
dumb.
don't like it
That's
when
dumb.
you
Then don't
want
give us a
to.
choice. Then don't give us a
They,
choice to build it. Don't put it
they
in the
don't
fucking game
like
then.
you when you finish the game quick. They want you to suffer. But I'm like, I literally went out of my way to build my character the way I wanted to. And now you're taking that ability from me. Now you're yeah, it's frustrating, but I do believe we need an not an evolution, but like a restructure for the Souls games. I do
Mm.
believe implementing time savers is something that should be a must.
Well, we're getting our first ever change. The next Souls like game that's coming from FromSoft, or next title, is multiplayer focus, which we have never gotten before. So
Yeah,
we are getting some changes, and they say it was
Do you
roguelike,
trust
which is
them?
also in.
If they
To make
couldn't
the,
separate balances between single player and multiplayer, do we trust them?
you know
I,
what? You know
I
what? I actually, I think we should give them a chance because the fact of the matter is they have been staying in their own little tunnel for so long. They're finally stepping out. This is like this
good.
whole multiplayer focused game is a step out of what they normally do.
I am expecting a lot of nerfing when it comes to enemies, when it comes to bosses.
In the next Souls like game, you really think they're gonna damn like
Like especially multiplayer. What do you think gonna happen? That's
what's
even worse from Elder Ring and all the Souls games. They're gonna
Yeah,
be nerfing even far worse. It's like
exactly. Like, I just don't nerf the single. If you have a single player portion there, unless the game is broken, why are you fucking with it? Like, okay,
yeah,
if I'm breezing through your bosses, I'm sorry that this combination of equipment allows me to do that. Don't fucking punish me for finding the shit that you put in the game and putting it together. Like, Jesus. Like, it's not
I
like
fair.
mean,
Like for example, I played Achilles, and I found this weapon that does poison damage. I was on top of the world. I'm beating enemies left and right. But here's the thing: I went to a difficult area. I'm under leveled. I literally had to beat two enemies or couple of enemies without getting hit because they one tap me or two tap me, and I was
yeah,
doing low damage, and what my reward was that poison spear. And
yeah.
so I do believe if you go out of your way to suffer, you should
Yeah.
reward the benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to get that sword that does that spell that you can
Like
also find separately to cast a spell. Like I was easily 20, 30 levels below what I needed to be
like
to get into
forget
the area to grab that sword. Like
yeah, like forget okay, man. Let's go to Final Fantasy. I don't know whoever here played Final Fantasy 12.
yep.
There is a weapon called Zodiac Spear. In order to get this weapon, you need to do some mental gymnastic and arrive at a certain point, and then you need to pick out the correct weapon, the correct what you call it, chest, which I think you
Mhm.
have only one chance. Otherwise, you need to reload your save file, which I think it takes you close to 45 minutes just to do the run alone.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
afterwards, when you get that weapon, hey, you suffered. Now you have that weapon, and you can use it freely, and it's epic. I do like gaming have always been all about finding secrets, and yeah, I do agree. YouTube and Google, especially Google and YouTube, have literally made it easy. But that's the thing. For the people that want to make it easy, for the people that want to be an elitist and play it without watching, they can do that. They can have their way. Nobody has asked them to change. But you know what will happen? They will make use of that because what happened after a game, after they beat the game? What do? They look up build. They look up where's the best farming place. They look up how to not miss out on quest lines. That's always the case with these people. Like, and get it, I am a huge Souls fan. I watch people play Souls games that they beat, that they one shot. Like, I enjoy that shit. I experience that shit myself. But I do understand that we need time savers. It's just, we live in an era that we have too many games to focus
Yep.
on.
And
And
not
Yeah,
enough time to split it up. You have to. We're making life decisions out here, trying to figure out what we're gonna play because
and
like
and
I don't have room for like 3 or 4 100+ hour games
like
in
you
rotation at
have
once.
you have Kingdom
yeah.
Come Deliverance that's close to 200 hours if you wanna plat it. You have Shadow that came out after a while. And you're about to get 33 Immortals and then Salt of Midnight, and before we had a Split Fiction. Like, we are literally getting, not to mention Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
I
I know.
love
I'll agree. Gaming has definitely the gaming environment has changed, and it has become the number one media consumption, which a lot of people take for granted. So I get exactly what you're saying.
But yeah, sorry about that rant, people. It just, I genuinely dislike the Souls elitists that don't want change, especially when it's good for them. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be, we're almost here, aren't we? In 3 more days, 2 more days, Nintendo Direct, Switch
Yep.
2. Oh, what do you want to talk about now?
He's at the ROG Ally Xbox. So basically, ROG and Microsoft are coming together to make a handheld device.
With this one, feel free to take it up from here now because I have genuinely nothing to say about that one.
Yeah, so it came out recently around this month that ROG and Xbox are coming together to make a handheld, and a lot of people are excited for it.
It's
So
apparently an ally. Like it's just a souped up ally with
yeah,
and with an Xbox OS. And people are like, "Oh, why can't Microsoft like make it so your library works?" I'm like, "It's not their device. Like they're putting the OS on it to test the OS before they start production on their own in-house handheld." Like they need to at least work. I'd rather work out the kinks on a device where you can put whatever OS you want on it at some point. That way, if the Xbox One doesn't work out, people that bought that aren't screwed because they can literally put, they can put the Steam Deck OS or whatever the fuck on there or what have you. Like I
Yeah,
I get it.
that is. Yeah. So that's another thing too. So basically, as about to partner up and make this new device, it is basically still Windows based technically, which is interesting. Because it is Microsoft, so that's okay. But some people are excited about it. Some people feel a little iffy because some people are like, Steam Deck is the best handheld device, the best operating system. And it is Microsoft dabbling into the handheld market now. I wish they would take a little bit of a deeper, more experimental dive. Like
Do
give
you
us
want to
ability.
risk that? Do you want to risk it? Like this is
Microsoft got
they
so
are they
much
are going to
money.
launch. Listen, they are going to launch a handheld that is Microsoft produced, owned from beginning to end. That is going to happen. I don't think they need to start with that. They haven't touched a handheld ever.
Yeah,
So
they never.
exactly, they need to that OS. Like when it comes to handheld OS, all that shit needs to be worked out. Otherwise, you waste a fuck ton of R&D, and a failed handheld is a waste of money. You
I
saw
mean, I
Sony do it with look at the support that the Vita got. Like
that was their fault. That was Sony's
it was
fault.
100% their fault though, but they also had previous handhelds that they could have learned from, and it seems that they learned nothing from it besides putting an extra thumbstick on it. So, like
Hey, that extra thumbstick was something. That was
it
special.
really was. But I need this their Xbox handheld has to literally just feel like you're just turning on your Xbox. They need to capture that. They need to be able to get that first go round with their own hardware, but they get to test it on ROD on the ROG Ally. Like it's a
I
good
know.
idea.
I got you. Just dabble their foot in the waters. I mean, Microsoft got that big. Like they can just.
Because they're
They
not
got
out the production cost for it. They're
now.
it's not coming from them. Like they're supplying the OS, and I'm pretty sure they have a little bit of stake in the game. But it's like if that shit like hardware wise like flops, like they're not on the hook for all that money.
I mean, I get it. It's safe. I'm just tired of these companies. I mean, I understand that's why a lot of companies are failing now because they weren't playing it safe, or they were following trends. I kind of wish they would have dived because I'm gonna be honest. My new phone right now can emulate 360 games and PlayStation 3 games. It would have been nice if like take some of those old titles on the go that I still own on my Xbox account.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, Xbox Arcade, bring that shit back. Let me play it on the go. Would love to. That doesn't involve the cloud.
It could happen, but I say we got to let them cook, and I like their approach to this.
This safe ass approach.
Yes,
Man.
if the OS hits and it works and it's fine, that's already half the battle.
I mean, it's kind of like Steam took like a safe approach. Well, they didn't take a safe approach. They first straight up made a whole straight up console. Then they made a streaming device. And then they just said, fuck it, we're going to make the app and let people use it on their phones and stuff. And then they finally got back into the handheld. It took a minute.
They learned from it though.
But I'm saying they took risks.
They didn't drop back into their own hardware until that Steam Deck and Steam OS was felt. You feel me? They've already because they already lost the money. That the Steam machine lost money.
Yeah, I know. I'm very aware.
They've already done it. So the fact that they can go back and oh yeah, put the shit on your phone. Let's work the kinks out. That way, if we go back to hardware, we don't have that issue, and we're not going to end up screwing ourselves out of money because of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think, but then again, but Steam Valve, they took a risk, and that's how they got to where they are today. I mean, I'm not saying take a heavy. Okay, I'm not saying Microsoft should take a heavy risk. And I guess maybe production of a device would be a extremely heavy risk. I don't know. I just kind of think relying on ROG Ally. I understand it's a safe option. It is a safe option as long as you can revert back to Windows for operating system or Steam Link if you want to. I guess it's fine.
Yeah, because you can change the OS on that. If Microsoft OS is just not up to it, you're not locked into it. You can definitely change it because it's a PC at the end of the day. You can go in and do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Mhm.
But this is
Well,
letting them work out the kinks of that OS without all the financial risk. Like they can't afford another hardware situation like what we have with their current gen of just not selling
Now,
hardware.
what do you think the price is going to be for it?
like
For
$800 starting.
for the Raj Ally,
$800
the same
starting.
the same price as the current Raj Ally. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
$800.
because it's not like spec wise, it's the same. So
No, it's not. Spec wise, it is not.
you mean
This is going to be an improvement over that Z1 Extreme or whatever the fuck. This is above
it's the
that.
same, but it's the same architecture. I heard.
It's not.
So they went from RDNA 2 to 3 architecture.
Are they using AMD or Snapdragon?
They're still using AMD. Wait, I heard about this. Are they using Snapdragon? ROG Ally doesn't use Snapdragon. They're still using AMD. Now I'm about to say if they use Snapdragon, then that's a completely different ball game. That is a completely different architecture. Because ROG Ally uses AMD, and they said it's basically the same
Yep,
thing.
uses Ryzen Z1. So
Yeah,
but
so the RDNA 2 architecture, so it's the same architecture. I mean, they could probably soup it up with a little bit more power. I don't know how they're going to do it, but overall, same architecture. So it is possible it could still be an upgrade. Just
no, because
I would
we're
expect it
getting
to be.
we're getting Z2. So it is going to be a step up from the Extreme that's currently out right now,
I'm
which is
I'm
Z1.
curious. I'm curious to see how this thing performs. I mean,
Yeah,
because these are custom. Well, even though they're still based off RDNA 2, they're still custom chips. So I'm just curious to see how it performs at this point. I say when they say Snapdragon, like this is Snapdragon. All of our modern top of the line phones are all Snapdragon stuff.
yep.
But
I know
would you?
Steam isn't going to use the Z2, but I know the next Legion Go is definitely going to use Z2 Extreme. Like it's going to happen because they just announced the Z2 shit at CES in January.
Yeah,
So
they
it
no,
is
they did.
it is an improvement on the architecture that's already there. So it is going to be stronger than whatever the best ROG Ally is that's out right now.
You know what's actually funny too is that Valve actually came out and said they're not updating the Steam Deck because they think the Steam Deck's powerful enough. They say it's not fair because it's only been out for like 2-3 years. Like the head of
They
Valve
can shut
says that
up.
they can shut up. They mean it's $400 or like $350 for the lowest tier version of it, and it's
Yeah.
upgradable with as far as
It's
storage wise.
it's still outdated tech on the inside though.
I mean, look, we're not going to get as actual like gaming laptop and desktop performance out of it. If you expect that from these handhelds, you're crazy.
I'm not even saying that, but I do know the Ally the Ally is stronger than the Steam Deck. Absolutely,
Yes, it
the higher end
is.
version is.
I definitely would give
It's
you that.
just it running Windows is the crap that people don't like.
Mike. Well, I mean, Xbox. They did said they were trying to make. Well, that's why the Xbox operating system is
And
apparently
this
supposed to
is
be an
why,
efficient.
right? Like this is supposed to bridge that gap so that you don't have that pain of Windows
Yeah,
on
and
any
it's
note.
funny. And you know what's the funny thing about this is that Valve and Microsoft are working together to make it easier for people to access their Steam games.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if that OS actually works, I could see it being an option on the Steam Deck. You know what I mean? Like I could see that happening.
yeah, that'll be funny if it does, because Valve, I mean, because even though they got the handheld market, they seem to be they don't care. The fact because that they already admitted that they're working with Microsoft to make like Steam available on some of these handhelds. I was like, damn. But they also at the same time still working on their own operating system, trying
They
to
are,
flex and saying that they're the best.
but they're also selling their operating system. Like their operating system is available on other handhelds that are not the Steam Deck.
Yes, you
Like
can download it for free.
yeah, exactly. So like I totally get it. It's still
So,
all about choice. And with these handhelds, people are going to choose what makes them happy because they have the option to do so.
Let the best operating system win. Not something
We
like
don't
that.
that they are saving. I'm pretty sure they're saving that powder for their own machine. This is more so, like I said, just getting the OS shit worked out. We know they can make emulators. Like the 360 emulator that ran on the Xbox One and on the Series consoles, it works. We know it works. It works very
Yeah.
well. So it's not that they can't emulate their work. It's everything else. Like it's not that you can't buy things from the Xbox store. Nobody likes the Xbox store because it looks like shit, runs like shit, and functions like shit.
Yeah. And also, every a PC handheld, when people get a PC handheld, they don't. It's gonna be interesting because when people got PC handheld, one of the biggest thing was they had access to their Steam library because that's PC players' number one PC client they use for gaming.
Yep.
So for them to have an Xbox client, I wonder if they're going to have that Steam availability up and ready. If they
They would have
don't,
to. They would have to.
that will be a problem. They're shooting themselves in
Exactly.
the foot. So I'm really curious to see when it comes out how many people actually purchase it and how many people are going to keep the Microsoft OS system on there and how many people are going to just put the Steam OS on there.
Yeah, like I'm hoping it's good because obviously if people move away from that Xbox OS, they either need to go back to the drawing board or we might not get a handheld from them.
But you
But
got
they
Valve
won't. Go ahead.
have years. I'm gonna say Valve have years on that Steam operating system. They worked since like 20, like ever since the ever since the whole them Steam boxes.
Yeah.
Heck, even going back to the Steam Link when that little $50 box, Steam Link box to allow you to stream your PC on your TV. That operating system they've been working on for almost like 2 decades, almost like a decade and a half, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft has been working on OSs since their inception. So yes, I get it. Like we're talking about a software company here. If it's one thing that they can put together, it's an OS. It does not make it great, and it also does not make it people's favorites. That is where they lack.
Mm, we will see. Omar, you don't got nothing to
As long
say?
as it ain't Windows 8,
No, again,
we're
like
good.
I am waiting on when they actually reveal it, what's gonna be price wise, what's gonna be spec wise, what's gonna run on and all that jazz. Like there is so much misinformation that can be spread. Like nobody knows anything besides Microsoft themselves. I'll just wait until on this one. Literally on our podcast, I couldn't say anything about it because I have genuinely nothing to say about it up until we actually see what we're dealing with.
Yep.
Mm,
That's
all right.
and that's not a bad take to have.
Do you think, I'm curious though, do you think it's gonna be able to play PlayStation games like God of War and all that jazz from Steam?
The
God of
Steam
War
Deck can play those
1,
things, and
yeah,
it's at the end of the day, it's still a ROG ally. Unless Sony is going to say you can't use a
They're gonna
Windows machine to run
absolutely,
Steam,
they're
they
gonna
can't.
block it.
They
You
can't.
think
There's
they,
literally no way you can't
we're gonna,
because
I'm curious how that's gonna work out because
to Steam
that,
it's going to look like a Windows device.
that
Like
was gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna be. That's the interesting part. We're gonna see.
they're
I'm gonna
opening
Because
say
themselves up to a lawsuit. They
I'm gonna say,
if they try to block that, they're opening themselves up.
I'm gonna say, Omar, you do realize that they actually removed the requirement for us PC players to make PlayStation accounts now to play their games
yeah, I know.
because yeah, a lot of people were not playing their games, and also all the Helldivers came back that we lost.
Because how would they be able to differentiate you're playing on this Xbox OS because it's still going to show up as Windows because that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's still what the basis of
yeah,
all that is. So now
yeah.
you have somebody that's playing on PC, playing a PlayStation game, and they accidentally get flagged for some reason by the system saying, "Oh, you can't play this PlayStation game on your PC that has nothing to do with an Xbox anything." They're opening themselves up for a lawsuit that they really don't. Because
I
there's no
think
way
it's
to
going
tell.
to be
It just says
interesting to
Windows
see
device. There's no way to
what's
tell.
going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. This is why I'm waiting until to the actual product.
You're right.
And
I don't see a way where they can get away with trying to block it because it's going to fuck up for the wrong person and it's not going to be good.
Besides, isn't PlayStation working on their own handheld now? So who knows? Maybe they
Unless
got.
PlayStation wants to make their own PC store and just take Steam completely out of the equation, like
Oh,
there's
that's
no
not
way they're
happening.
going to be able to block that, and they
I
definitely
will.
aren't going to do that.
I would if they put if they made their own PC storefront and put Bloodborne on there. Oh my god, that would be a strong move. That would be a power move right there. You know how much
okay,
people love Bloodborne.
so I think we covered this enough. Let's end the show with the highest that we have ever been when it comes to Nintendo. Their next gen console. Switch 2, baby! It's happening in what, 2-3 days? Finally, after getting what? The reveal for the teaser for the reveal, which was absolutely, not gonna lie, dog shit. But hey, we're finally here. Nappy, what you're expecting to see? We already know that whole controller that becomes like a mouse, some type of mouse or some type of drift. What do you think it's gonna
Uh,
be
uh,
gimmicky? What do you think it's going to be?
well, Vaughn, I do understand they definitely said made Hall effect joysticks a standard because after that lawsuit with the Joy-Con drift was extremely bad. So good job, Nintendo, for learning your lesson. I understand. You also rely on your hardware sales, so good. I'm curious to see about the backward compatibility. They said most of the games are backwards compatible, but not all. So what isn't backwards compatible? I still want to know. Nice to know that all my controllers still that from the Switch will work on the Switch too. They listen on that note. The Joy Cons look bigger, which I was happy for. I'm really curious about the insides of it. I'm not saying for you guys to have the latest and greatest. Like, I honestly don't think the Switch 2 will be powerful than my new gaming phone. But with that being said, I do expect the Switch to at least be more powerful than like my Razer Edge, for example, or like I want to be more powerful than like an iPhone 14 or Galaxy S22. We need a little bit more power so that way we can play these games at. You know what? I'm not even going to say 4K. I'm not going to say 4K.
I was about to say, what do you think? You're gonna hit 4K or not?
I think
I don't
1080p.
think it needs it. I don't
I
think it
think
needs
10. I think 1080p 30.
it.
And
Absolutely
handheld
not.
mode. No. Okay, fine. 720. I know 720p is fine in handheld
No.
mode. But
1440p.
you're aiming for
60.
1440p. That's a bit
If you
much.
can't give me 1440, give me 1080p 60 on that handheld. Period. I don't want to see 720 nothing on this handheld.
You don't want to see no
Wait, no, no.
720.
You would
We're
rather
past that.
get 1440?
Well,
No,
that's
never mind.
1440p is good.
Yeah,
I'm just
no. I mistook it for 140. My bad. Yeah, no, I
oh.
get you then. It's gonna be interesting. What about OLED? Do you think they're gonna go OLED or no?
I think it is. I don't think they're gonna go back to LCD. There's no point.
I mean, it's fine to go OLED. I mean, OLED screens are fine. I could definitely see them sticking with
They're great
OLED.
screens.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I could definitely see him sticking with it. Especially since it is a handheld device and a docking device. It's going to be interesting too what the price point is going to come to because not only do they have to push out more power, but now the Switch 2 has so much competition with PC handhelds now. They didn't have this competition at the beginning when original Switch launched. So it's It's going to be interesting. But then again, they got their Nintendo IPs, which is going to carry them like crazy.
Yeah,
And they
so
made sure.
apparently their next gen Pokemon is rumored to be releasing on Switch 2 next year. So it's gonna be interesting because they
If it don't
need.
got voice acting, it's dog shit. If it doesn't have voice acting, it's dog shit. If it's
Dude,
set,
Damn.
it's set
they
in one
need
city, if it's set in
they
one
need
city, it's
so
dog
much.
shit. If it doesn't run at 60, it's dog shit. Like,
Dude,
This.
they need so many improvements that it's not even funny. But knowing how they released that last Pokemon game, I'm talking about the May one, and people bought it, they don't care. So
they
it's
don't
gonna be
care.
interesting what the improvement gonna be. Do you guys think it's gonna releasing with a new next gen Zelda, or actually
Uh,
is the next gen
actually,
Zelda artwork?
It won't be a
I
next
think
gen Zelda. It is going to be Tears of the Kingdom, but at 60.
I thought actually in the future that the Metroid series is now going to be taking lead for the new Switch 2 launch. They just showed off all those Metroid games at the recent Nintendo Direct. So I thought that like this is Metroid's turn. First those
Metroid,
Mario's.
it's still coming to the regular Switch. It's a
It,
cross gen game. It's not gonna
yeah,
no. I don't want that.
even if it's a cross-gen game, like the Switch 2 may have improved. Okay, well I get it because it has
If
to.
it
If
runs,
Switch 1 is being held back.
yeah, if it runs on that old one, it's already held back. Like we know this.
What? I mean, it is.
It
Come
is
on now,
because
Metroid is finally taking the lead in something. Okay, we never had Metroid take the lead in a Nintendo console. Gotta give it something, man. Damn. We're tired of Mario.
the Metroid 4 is not gonna be like that Switch 2. It's gonna be what comes after that. That needs to be
Okay.
Switch 2 only. Sorry, you need to upgrade to this to play that. Sorry. And they need to be 10 toes down about that.
Ooh, them. So but I want to say because they're the family-friendly console with the
They are, but
family-friendly
if you want to play
pricing.
this, I don't want to see a new Smash Bros that runs on the old Switch. Like I am so done with them still releasing shit on the old shit when the new
So
stuff
you
comes out.
want some
I
next
want
gen
forward
games
forward
only?
compatibility. I don't want them to keep holding their games back because they still have to design for the potato from fucking 2013, bro. With 2012 parts in it.
I mean,
stop.
we already know that it's gonna be a backward compat.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
and we
going
also
backwards
know.
is fine, but I just don't want them to keep designing new games
I get
with the
you.
idea that it has to run on the old shit.
We also know they tend to sell their other games for the next gen console as upgraded. So it's gonna be
Yeah, if we
interesting to
get
see what it's
ports,
gonna do.
if we get games that are already on the Switch as ports, I'm okay with that. If we get new games that are still catering to the old ass Switch, I am not okay with that.
I
Okay.
think
Okay.
we're gonna
I
see
mean, it
cross gen
depends.
like that Pokemon game in one area. That's a cross gen game. Like
It
we're
is.
gonna you better expect a lot of cross-gen games, especially with the rumors that not a lot of big companies have gotten the Switch to
Dev kits, yeah.
what you
Well,
call it dev kit. So
I
it's gonna
mean,
be interesting to yeah. Go ahead, Nappy.
my fault. I mean, well, also there's another thing too is that the Switch OS and the Switch 2 OS are practically damn near the same from what we were told so far. So, I mean, I know that they're going to go deeper dive into the Nintendo Switch 2 in a couple of days now because the Nintendo Direct people. That was one thing that people were complaining about. There was no Switch 2 news.
But they have their own showcase. They have no reason to show you Switch 2 news when they have an entire show dedicated to it. They're not going to. We know Nintendo.
Yeah.
And
Show
I
off
don't
all those
even care
crazy.
about the whole 4K thing. They've been talking about upscaling from 4K since they started talking about this. Like, I guarantee the Switch 2 is going to have DLSS in it in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, it is because it is
So
partnered with Nvidia still.
that means I want devs to focus on 1080p. DLSS will handle the rest. You don't need to
Okay,
run it at native 4K on this fucking thing. It doesn't need to be a thing.
let me ask you this: do you think there's going to be some type of gimmick in their system. Like, for example, that mouse concept. Do you think that's gonna be gimmicky? Do you think it's gonna be implemented in video games? Or do you think it's just gonna be there for the menu?
I think it's
Um,
honestly going to open up more possible. How many RTS games do we have on the Switch
The
outside
only
of?
thing I can think of is
you said
Pikmin. I think
RTS
Yeah,
games?
I
yeah,
think it's Pikmin that could be labeled
yeah.
RTS because of how you need to, control your Pikmin and
Yep.
um, select them. But I think the previous Pikmin was fine. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what the new way. Are they gonna use it to for what do we call it? For racing game. Are you gonna be
Yeah.
literally racing your game with the controllers that have wheels? It's gonna be interesting.
Well, I'm not saying we can see. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can. All right, dude. I don't think there's really they didn't want to go with too many gimmicks because it's backwards compatible.
hmm
I mean, I'm pretty sure they got like a new gimmick, but probably
Like
about it.
a mouse input is a quality of life because you're opening
Mouse.
your if there is indeed mouse input from like the Joy-Con, you're
Mm-hmm.
allowing new games to be made for your system that aren't really possible with just controller input. Like we're looking at something else.
I'm
Okay.
genuinely curious what we're gonna get. Truly. Like, to
I
me,
am.
it feels like anything is possible with Nintendo, because, Nintendo always come through.
Yeah,
So, we're
but
gonna see what's gonna happen. But I am excited. We're almost there. Any next gen game you guys think that's gonna be there? I mean, we already seen it. A new Mario Kart, I think, is gonna be there. I think it's too early for Zelda. That's at
I think
least a year or two
nah.
year away.
They milk Zelda to my God, did this Switch milk Zelda?
I mean, so what do you think with what you call it, Switch 2? Are we gonna get a different variation of Zelda? Or are they gonna still stick to Tears of the Kingdom, Tears of
no.
the
We're
Breath of
gonna
the
get
Wild style?
we're gonna get the updated version of Tears, just like we got the updated version of Breath of the Wild off of the Wii U. Like it's gonna happen.
I
Yeah.
think for that is too early. I think they're gonna be like at least 1 to 2 year minimum for that. Cause
At that
Tears of
at that
the
point, I need a new Zelda. I don't want to be playing Tears of the Kingdom in 2028. I don't.
But Tears of the Kingdom is not that old, right? Like, what, 2 years
Here's
ago?
two. I mean,
Tears
it's
of the
only two
Kingdom
years
came out
ago.
2 years ago,
Two
but
Yeah,
it's
years.
gonna
but the
be
thing
No,
about
2
five
years.
years old based on your timeline.
I'm about to say, yeah, like besides plus if the game's already going to be backwards compatible anyway, then just make it backwards compatible and move
And make it
on.
run better. That's it. You don't got to do
Yeah,
nothing crazy.
I mean that's all they really need because Tears of the Kingdom is a great game by itself. It doesn't like I Nintendo, I don't want Nintendo to be late on these re-release model that Xbox and PlayStation have been doing. We're tired of re-releases. Just make the games backwards compatible and then focus on your new games while we still have access to
Mhm.
our old games. That's it.
Yep, and that's what I was trying to say. Like anything new, like I don't want that shit to work on the old Switch. Fuck that. Any old Switch games that still work, great, bring them forward. But I don't want them to cater to that old ass system because it's holding it back. I'm tired of that. I don't want to spend years still getting held back.
It's gonna be. I'm curious what they're gonna do. Because they can surprise us. I think their next gen game is gonna be. I'm thinking cross gen is that Metroid game.
hmm
That's gonna.
Mhm.
They do need a system seller. What's going to be? Is it going to be a new Mario? Is it going to be a new Zelda? Or are they banking on Metroid to be their system seller? Because that's cross-gen. But I mean, knowing how people are, they just gonna buy
I
Switch.
mean, Oh, that's gonna suck. Mommy goes to the store. Hey, I heard about the Switch. Can I buy the Switch? Whole time Switch 2 is out. They forgot to say the 2.
I mean,
Ooh.
if you're gonna, yeah, to be fair, naming is always an iffy thing. I mean, it's better than the Wii U. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely will be better than the Wii. It's better than the Wii U. The Wii U, I mean, technically, it was more powerful than the Wii. It had better parts in it, but it was just
Yeah.
a Wii
The
U.
Wii U was a 1080p 60 machine.
Which I
The
then
Wii U had
great.
the Wii U had more 60 FPS games than the PS4 and the Xbox One did. Let that sink in for a second.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're almost there. Any new Mario you think?
There's
I
also
think
going to be a new
you know what?
Mario.
Mario Kart is probably going to be that system seller. Mario Kart prints money. It's not hard.
Mario
Well, yeah, but
Kart.
I feel like they gonna have that one title, that not Mario Kart, but like a Mario game or a new Pokemon game. Just they need a system seller, in my opinion. Mario Kart is it, but I think it's gonna be Mario Kart and what you call it, Metroid.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to be Metro. It's not going to be Metroid 4 though. Like, that's not going to be the next gen game because that's also going to be playable on the regular Switch.
I mean, so then it's gonna be interesting to see if they have something next gen, or are
You
they
need
gonna
something
focus?
that is only going to work on Switch 2. That's what I want from a system seller. If it works on the Switch, I don't have a reason to buy the Switch 2 because it still works on the old shit.
That
Then you
is a good
need
point.
then you need something that can be playable only on Switch 2. You want a next gen
That's what I
game.
want.
Yep.
Exactly. And they have to give it
I
to them.
mean, to be fair, Xbox did it and got away with it. They didn't release a next gen game with a next gen title. So
I mean, Xbox did struggle.
We see how well that worked out in the sales race, right? Like that worked
I mean,
so well.
we're gonna see what Nintendo's gonna do. But yeah, we're almost there. What, 2 days? Wednesday it is.
Oh, this is
yeah.
an opportunity to launch with the new Donkey Kong. Like there's so much.
Oh,
There's so
actually,
much
Yeah,
they could
there
do.
is a lot.
Donkey Kong will be a good system seller, like a good
Easy.
Donkey Kong game. That could work since Metroid is out of the question because it's cross-gen. So that's unfortunate.
You can
That particular Metroid is off limits.
you can surprise with a lot of things. I'm strictly focusing on that what you call it, that mouse. What's gonna be? I'm genuinely curious because I'm genuinely curious if they found a way to make a new gameplay mechanic or if it's gonna be gimmicky and they're gonna forget about it. But with that being said, anyone have anything else to add for this Nintendo Direct? That's upcoming Nintendo Direct. Then, as I thought, I thank everyone that came through. Hit that like button, share the stream out. Nappy, where people can find you?
Yes, you can find me here on YouTube. Like I said, I have now Big One or this whatever they changed their name now to Mojon. Mojon. I forgot to pronounce this, but this is one of their new flag tier budget controllers right here. This is called the Ether controller. Works for PC and mobile. I think. I don't even think it works for the Switch. Okay, well that, and also I am going to be working on mobile controller review for the AppyX. This is another mobile controller I'm working on right now, and also I'm doing a review on the most powerfulest phone that you can get on the market, the gaming phone Red Magic 10 Pro. I am definitely going to do a deeper dive into this review because this is one of a kind of a phone. I can already tell you. Running some of the games I've ran on here at max settings, uncapped frame rate, I am extremely impressed with this device, and I'm even more impressed at the emulation side of this thing because this thing can straight up emulate Windows games, which it's crazy how much power this little thing has. So, but until then, I'll see you guys next time, and just continue on gaming.
Okay, and Yubei, you were late as always, but you're here. We
Hey,
will
now
find
I've
you.
been on time lately, except for today. I've been
Yeah,
pretty good.
you had a track record and you fucked it up, but where people can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. Come get into an argument with me on Twitter. Just kidding. I
You say
am
you want
going to be,
all the
like I said,
smoke.
finishing
You
Origins.
also stream sometimes on Twitch, right?
I do stream sometimes on Twitch. I need to get. I'm working on an overlay right now, so I probably won't until that's done.
Okay.
I'll have to show you guys when it's done. I'm not even going to talk about it. Like it's.
Night.
Sweet.
As
Looking forward
for
to it.
me, you can find me at Carbon_Job on Twitter and Other Player Podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to Taozoshi for coming through. And hit that like button, share the stream out, and see you next week where we're gonna talk all about Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever happened between there and now.
We're either going to be really happy or extremely angry. We'll see.
We
Yep.
will see. If my phone is better than the Switch 2, that's a problem. This phone better not be better than the Switch 2.
See, he's already angry. It's gonna be fun. It's absolutely gonna be fun. Pharaoh, can you end the stream now? Yeah, shout out to you for
Yes.
streaming.
Thank you for hosting and listen to us complaining.
No problem. Yeah, my voice is a little cracky too. Yeah, but the Switch is gonna be less powerful than your phone. It's already doesn't have 4K output.
Damn.
It already doesn't have 4K.
No, it doesn't need to because DLSS. It can just upscale. We don't need it to be at 4K.
But it
You just
can't
need
do
a
it
clean base
It
image.
can't do it natively. His phone can do it natively.
I don't
We're
want native
gonna
4K. That's a waste of performance.
we're gonna
I'm not
see
arguing
what
that. I'm
next
just
week
saying
is gonna be.
his phone is stronger than the Switch 2.
Either people are
Damn.
gonna be happy or they're gonna be angry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of the two. But yeah,
They didn't make the Switch for us. They made it for them little kids who don't care about performance.
yeah, I feel that's what's gonna be. I have the feeling they're not gonna go OLED.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's end it.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Thank you for coming through, getting your weekly dose of that vitamin G. We are out. Peace.
I'm on the outside, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Hey, you rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin J. Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside
Got what you need.
looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J. Got what you need. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
All
Vitamin
alone.
J. discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.